The HOA demanded I dig up my family's cemetery for a pool house, so I made them caretakers instead. I'm Jake Davis, 52 years old, livestock veterinarian in Clark County, Virginia. My family has owned this farm since 1901, with 18 graves on 1.2 acres behind the main house. 5 generations, including 3 veterans from 2 world wars. We maintained it ourselves for 123 years until Pinewood Estates went up around us with 600 homes, and Barbara Wilson is HOA president. She knocked on my door last April with an architect and surveyor wanting to expand the community center and build a resort-style pool. My cemetery sat on their ideal location, so Barbara smiled and said the graves had to be relocated. Mandatory, not negotiable. She handed me a letter claiming adverse possession because the HOA maintained the perimeter for 7 years and offered $125,000 to move my ancestors with 30 days to comply or face legal action. I pulled the original deed from 1901, and Virginia cemetery protection laws are ironclad. You cannot relocate remains without next of kin consent, and I am next of kin. County records showed our plot was registered as a historic family cemetery in 1998, so I had documentation while they had ambition. I installed an 8-foot wrought iron fence around the perimeter, mounted 12 security cameras, and placed a bronze plaque reading Sacred Ground Family Cemetery Est, 1901. Then I changed the locks on the access gate they had been using, turning their 3-minute walk into a 15-minute detour. Barbara called within hours, but I forwarded my deed, state cemetery statutes, and county registry certificate to her lawyer's cease and desist. Then I contacted the local newspaper with photos of headstones showing 3 bronze stars and 2 purple hearts, and the American Legion got involved. Veterans groups shared the story online until the HOA was fighting dead soldiers and public opinion, while the county board received 400 emails in 1 week. Barbara requested a meeting with the HOA board and their attorney. They dropped all claims immediately and asked what I wanted. I made them sign a 30-year maintenance agreement, paying $3,800 annually, to preserve the cemetery as a historic landmark with no construction within 500 feet ever. They must install an educational plaque about those buried there, and if they miss one payment, I revoke all access easements so their 15-minute detour becomes permanent. Now their kids learn about World War veterans on the way to the pool. Barbara writes the check every January, and my grandparents rest in peace, protected by the people who tried to move them.